How's it going, y'all? Hope you're having a great day. This video is going to be about all the issues my E38 has. I love this car. You know, it's a real looker. You know, I'm very proud of it. But it's an older car, and so like most old cars, there are a number of things that are going on with it. You know, a few feet away, if you look at this car, you really can't tell anything's up with it. You might notice this window here. These are the brake resistant windows. Both sides have this sort of fogging that's happening. It's the laminate that separates for the security windows. I will be replacing those soon over time. And so just one of the few things on the list. So inside the car, you know, these shades are great. You might remember that video I posted a while back about this little triangle mesh. I know it's a silly video, but someone out there might have needed to know how to, you know, replace those. The interior of the car. So yeah, it's a good look. I mean, this flint gray interior looks really nice. It's quite clean, you know, but it's aged. It's aged well, you know. If you just look at it, it looks okay. You know, some of the cubbies and all these little compartments all seem to work fine, but the plastics, you know, the plastics that BMW used were very brittle. So I mean, you know, some of these things, if you try to manipulate them a little too hard, they'll crack or just separate. You know, so anyway, the headliner here, you know, it looks like it's sagging, but it's really not. It's just these little spots you see everywhere, kind of like you see on a foam sponge. You know, there's nothing on the floor. You know, so I might kind of think about replacing that later with the Bentley style. You know, with the little LEDs. The front area of the interior is pretty good shape. You know, all the plastic and trim seems to be in place, but again, brittle. So there are little broken pieces everywhere. And then, yeah, up here in the passenger side, you know, it's a pretty good fit. You know, the seat's got the controls, and that works really well. You know, very ergonomic. But this glove compartment here, if you're an E38 owner or most BMWs, this thing is garbage. Like, it's so bad. I have a replacement latch, but I'm missing the tiny spring, and I mean tiny. This is the kind you've seen like a little, you know, toy car or something. Is the only thing that helps retain the tension, you know, for the cable to unlock it. Anyway, so the wood grain's a nice look. You know, again, aged very well. From distance you can't tell, but see this shift knob is cracked. Even here, the little cubby. You know, there's just all these little things inside the car. Now, let alone the AC is another thing that I've got to address. You know, so you can see here the cover here is missing. I have it; it just cracked off. The AC, you know, doesn't blow very well. Neither does the heat. So I think it's like a blower or something. But we'll look into that in the future. Gas cap area, clean, rust-free. However, this gas cap is missing the plunger and like the little plastic piece, and then also the rubber, you know, little line or whatever to let you loop it and not let it fall and dangle down and all that. So, a little thing there. The next thing to talk about here is in the engine bay itself. So you'll notice here that the little area circled on the left is that fresh air duct. So it remains open often, and the reason is like the assembly is a little bit messed up. The spring is kind of broken. So I might definitely look to replace that in the future, because I don't think that's directly related to the climate control problem I have, where I'm not getting constant airflow. It always seems like it's muffled. That might be an interior cabin air filter. I've already changed the cabin filters on the underside of the hood in a previous video. So it's not that. So this just looks bad to me. That little plunger you see there from the hood definitely gets in the way. Then off to the right, you see these two areas I've squared off. Basically, those are valve covers, and they just look like they've seen better days. You'll see in a few moments here, but I am certainly going to need to replace the valve cover gasket soon. So at that time, I'm thinking about, just cleaning off the residue, of course, degreasing it, and maybe either sandblast, powder coat, or maybe just rattle can it, something simple, just to make it look more new. So then, here are all the leaks. Don't let that cardboard that you see on the floor there with its million drip spots fool you. That's not the real number of all the leaks I have. It's just that I turned the cardboard a few times and didn't throw it out yet. But yeah, essentially, this looks really bad. So what you're looking at here is years and years of caked on oil and dirt and grime. Again, like something that's been seeping on the car for quite some time during my ownership. I drove it from Florida all the way up here after I shipped it across from California where I originally bought it, and it sat for a solid week or so, no leaks or nothing. I started driving it, leaks started happening. So my next step was to go ahead and just get it all cleaned up. And so now we're looking at the clean side of the undercarriage, and yeah, it's quite clean. It's stayed this clean for a while now, so it's going to help me pinpoint, where the leaks are coming from. I had the good guys at Eurofed check it out, and they seem to concur that it looks like the upper valve cover gaskets on both sides are certainly leaking, especially towards the back, and the timing chain guide covers, the upper timing chain guide cover. So the initial plan here is to remove those, clean those up, replace those gaskets, just because I know I have a stack of records. I mean, huge stack of service records. And the couple did take pretty good care of the car here, but I sort of have a sneaking suspicion that they didn't take care of these seals. And again, car has 181,000 miles. And that's a lot of miles. Doesn't sound like it. You drive the car, it feels right as day. But these leaks are definitely a little bit of a concern. I don't drive the car all too often. It's a weekend cruiser. Take it to little cars and coffee, meets and stuff like that. My favorite side of the car is this side right here. I just love that stance. It's got such an aggressive look. Those big wheels, they fill up the wheel well very well. Now, for those of you who are familiar, you know that this is a 740i M Sport model. So it's not the IL, not the long body. It's a sport model. So BMW intended to make this the M version of their 7 Series. So you'll see that it's got a little bit of lower stance. So that's the sport suspension it comes with. It's got the wheels, the M Sport wheels. It has a little M logo on the wheels themselves. You see the black trim there. That's that Shadowline exterior trim factory from BMW, and I love it. It gives it that stealth look. At the same time, you can tell it's a little sporty. I've always loved the 7 Series with these wheels. These wheels were always a looker for me. Anytime I saw a 7 Series with these wheels, I stopped and stared. But so that gives you the good side of the car. Nothing, all too bad there besides that window that we talked about earlier with the laminate. In the front of the car here, you can see, again, it looks really good to me. The smoked fogs kind of blend with the smoke corner lights, and the factory lights had that smoke look as well. So you'll notice there that I have a Alpina rep lip in place. It's a beautiful lip, pretty good construction. However, it's ABS plastic material, and it has already cracked in a corner. I'll try to get a picture for you guys a little later on. But more so, I'm looking to see if I can perhaps maybe, do some plastic repair. Make it clean and cohesive, and then eventually, because of the side skirts and kind of how the mirrors and everything match the body color, I might just think on going to paint match this body trim, so it looks more cohesive. So not a problem per se, but something that has bothered me, for some time. You can't really tell unless you go up to it, but something I want to take care of. So yeah, I mean, those are pretty much the list of issues with the E38. So we're looking at first and foremost the valve cover and upper timing chain guide cover seals leaking. That's definitely priority. My trunk, it does need to have the shocks replaced. You know, right now it's kind of a finagling situation where we have to like be back there with one hand and the clicker so you can prop it open. That's another thing. The windows, you know, as you talked about, you know, again, it's just a visual thing. I never really need to look out of those windows. And yeah, you know what? Now that I actually remember, the driver's rear window has a little bit of a crackling sound when you try to bring the window up and down. So that's letting me think that the regulator is up, and that's something that's gonna show up next. So anyway, I'm in there. If I'm gonna be pulling a door card to pull off that window, I may as well go ahead and replace the rear window regulators as well. So that's going to be another thing. Um, and you know, other than that, it's just upkeep. You know, I like the styling of this car. You know, I really don't think it needs to be lowered all that much more. You know, the power delivery is really great. You know, this M Sport came with that upgraded diff. You know, so it gives you that instant torque, 0 to 60 in less than 6 seconds. Pretty cool feature, you know, for an automatic. Yeah, the rest of the stuff is, you know, purely cosmetic. Not a lot that I really want to address. You know, I think that maybe down the line I'll look at replacing the factory DIN radio because it's got that little pixelation. That might be nice to upgrade to the Eonon units or something similar. There's a lot of them on eBay and Amazon, of course. So I might do that for a little bit of upgraded entertainment in the car. You know, this is the car that came with that car phone, and you know, while that's cool, I may look to just find it maybe at a pick apart or eBay or one of the forums, and just to have it in there so it's kind of exclusive to the car and all that. But you know, I think I'm spoiled by some of our modern cars, so I sort of miss having Bluetooth in this car. And I know there's a way to either retrofit or, you know, again, have an upgraded unit so that you use that to, you know, get your connection to Bluetooth and be hands-free. Um, I plan on taking this car to a couple different shows. We're planning on going to Helen, Georgia, which is you know, part of Georgia, you know, where we live, and they have this big show there where lots of Volkswagen, Audi, BMW, and other cars come together. You know, COVID has stopped all of us from being able to go anywhere, and so it's great to hear that this show is going to happen. And so I may consider, you know, taking care of these things in time for the show, which is weekend of May 21st, 22nd, something like that. So not a lot of time left, but hey, you know, let's just get to work and see what we can get done. Um, and I hope to bring this thing down there and, you know, catch up with some of my longtime friends. You know, as you may already be aware, I'm a big, you know, Volkswagen Audi guy, as well as BMW, as you can tell. But I got a lot of friends on the East Coast under the Volkswagen Mark III scene. And, you know, unfortunately, my Mark III is not going to make it to the show. You know, I have it stored at a buddy's house, and we were going to do a trailer and kind of all this stuff. But I think what I'm going to end up doing instead is working on getting a tow hitch set up on my Touareg and maybe make a little road trip again and, you know, go bring that thing up, you know, so I can have it back. That car is very near and dear to me. You know, I talk about it in the last few videos here and there, but I'm sure you guys are thinking, or if you don't know me, you're wondering, what is this? What's so cool about this car? Where is it? What are you talking about? Please be patient with me. You know, bear with me. I will make sure to provide updates where they come. You know, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this little clip here. You know, I wanted to kind of just lay out all the things that we're dealing with on this 2001 BMW 740i that I love very, very much. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Any resources, feedback, and comments you guys have, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love it if you go ahead and click on that little logo in the bottom right hand corner. That's going to allow you to subscribe. Stay up to date with the bell notification, and stay in touch. You never know what's coming up next. You may have seen on Instagram that we talked about starting auto detail ventures here, and we absolutely are going to be doing that. I can tell you right now that I got a couple of giveaways planned around that. Some great deals for all of my local friends. And yeah, all right, guys. So until next time, peace. Happy Friday, y'all. glass parency in the house. We'll have some nice products for you guys to check out soon. And stay tuned for some upcoming videos for all your detailing needs. Peace!